Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to work through a Year 12 stats question from the AS sample paper. Now, this question is all about histograms. So the partially completed histogram and the partially completed table show the time to the nearest minute. Now, that bit of information there may be key to this question. To the nearest minute that a random sample of motorists was delayed by roadworks on a stretch of motorway. So we have our histogram there. Obviously, the time, the data is on the x-axis, and we have the frequency density on the y-axis. Now, you'll notice that there is no scale. We don't have like any numbers labeled on the y-axis, so we're going to have to do that when we attempt this question. And we've got the table down below here. Now, it's probably just worth adding another column here for frequency density. So remember that frequency density multiplied by the class width will give you the frequency. So the area of the bars is the frequencies. So the question is to estimate the percentage of these motorists who were delayed by the roadworks between 8.5 and 13.5 minutes. But just before we get into the video, I want to make you all aware about a web app that I have created. Now, this app that you see on the screen here is designed to predict the 2027 Edexcel A-level Maths topics that will come up in your 2027 exams. So now that the 2026 exams have finished, we now have access to those questions. So what I've done is I've analysed all of the questions from 2026 back to 2018 and also including the sample and the specimen Edexcel papers. And I've used that data to put together a model which will predict the topics for the 2027 exams. And if we just scroll down here, you will see how accurate this model that I'm using is. So if you do want to have access to the full predictions for the 2027 exams and also have access to a web app which will generate mock exam papers based on these predictions, that is what you can get if you do sign up to this app. Just go to the link in the description of this video, and also you can get the link to this web app in my bio. Click that link, sign up. You can see on the top right of the page here, you can sign up. Sign up to the app and you'll be able to access all of these 2027 predictions. So 8.5 minutes is kind of like there, that's 8.5. And 13.5, I mean, that's 13 here. So 13.5 is going to kind of be, that's 13.5. And that's 8.5 there. Okay, so we know that the times in the table are rounded to the nearest minute. So really what I'm just going to do here in brackets is just say that this group here is 3.5 to 6.5. This class interval here is 6.5 to 8.5. This class interval here is going to be 8.5 to 9.5. So the upper and the lower bounds of 9 rounded to the nearest number. So I've made a mistake there. Let me just change that to an 8.5. There we go, to 9.5. You get the idea, 9.5 to 12.5. They do like to do this in some of the past paper questions. So just be aware in your real exams if they mention that the data is rounded, because it's really important that we get the right, or we use the right numbers when we do any kind of histogram calculation. 15.5 to 20.5, that will do. Great. So if we look at our first bit of information for the 3.5 to 6.5 group, we have 6 motorists. Now we can work out the frequency density for that first group because remember again, frequency is equal to class width times frequency density. Now, the class width for this first group is 3. Okay, 6.5 take away 3.5 is 3. Number of motorists is 6. So the frequency density is going to be 6 divided by 3, which is equal to 2. So what we can do straight away is go to our diagram and say that 1 block on the y-axis is 1, 2 blocks is 2, so on, and so on. Okay, so 6, 7. We'll stop there for now because the highest bar so far is 7. So if we think about the number of motorists in the second group, 6.5 to 8.5, well, we know the frequency density is now 7. So that's obviously going to be 7 there. So the number of motorists, so work out the area of the bar, is going to be 2 times 7, which is 14. So we have 14 there. Now then, we've got 17 for the next group. I mean, we don't have the bar labeled for the next group, but it doesn't really matter because we don't really care about doing the histogram in this question. I mean, the question doesn't actually ask us to complete the histogram. It's just asking us to work out the percentage of motorists between 8.5 and 13.5. So I'm not going to bother filling in the bar or doing the diagram for the next group. So then for the next group, we have 45, the next group after that, 9. We just need to work out the number of motorists in the last group. So again, if we go to our diagram, there is a frequency density of 1 for that last group. So therefore, the area number of motorists will be 1 times 5 for that last group because we have a class width of 5 for that one. So there'll be 5 motorists in that last group. So therefore, the total number of motorists, there we go. I'll do this on the calculator. 6 plus 14 plus 17 plus 45 plus 9 plus 5 is 96 motorists. Just another quick interjection. If you are currently doing Edexcel A-level Maths and you feel that you're struggling or you're falling behind and you're not quite getting that grade that you need to get in order to get into university, or perhaps you're a parent watching this and you're worried about your child's progress, what you can do is you can head to my website. Now, my website is in my bio and also in the description of this video. Click onto the link and you can watch a brief video about me and my background. You see this video on the screen here. In this video, I outline the style and the structure of my tuition. You can also read some of my reviews and testimonials from other parents and students who have worked with me on this website too. So if you feel like one-to-one tuition is something that would benefit you in order to get the grades that you need to get, then again, just head to this website. And what you can do is you can book a free 90-minute call with me. And in that call, we'll spend some time discussing you, your situation, your ambitions, what you want to achieve, the grade you want to get, and why you feel like you're struggling and why you feel like maybe tuition is the right path for you. And we'll also spend some time basically doing a free trial lesson where I will help you out for free with any particular topics or any particular areas of the syllabus that you know you need help with. And by the end of the call, we can then discuss whether one-to-one tuition is the right path for you to get you that grade you need to get. So once again, the link to my website is in the bio and in the description of this video. Great. So again, we're looking for an estimate of the number of motorists between the 8.5 and the 13.5. Now we know from 8.5 to 9.5, that's 17. So we want 17 there. From 9.5 to 12.5, that's 45. So we're going to want the 45 people there. And then we're going from 12.5 to 13.5. So I'm going to use a different color here. So we want to get an estimate of the number of people. Sorry, let me try and do that a little bit neater. We get the rubber back onto the page. There we go. So we're going from 12.5 to 13.5. So kind of like here, we want to get an estimate of the number of people there. So assuming that the number of people in that class is evenly distributed, and if we look at the area of this block there, the red block, this is a base of 1 and a height of 3. So there is an estimated 3 people there. So estimated 1 times 3 people from 12.5 to 13.5 minutes. Great. So what we can do now then is we can say that the estimated number of motorists from 8.5 to 13.5 is equal to the 17 that we wanted, the 45 that we wanted, and then plus this 3 that we wanted, that we just calculated. So this is going to give us 65. So therefore, the percentage is going to be 65 out of the total number of motorists, which was 96, and then times by 100. So if we do that on the calculator, 65 over 96 times 100, I'm getting about 67.708% roughly to 3 decimal places. Did it want a number of sig figs? No, we can just round this to 3 sig figs. So this is 67.7% 2, 3 sig figs, and that's our answer there. Perfect. So if you do have any questions, do feel free to drop a comment below and I will get back to you. But otherwise, hopefully everything here did make sense.